Coach Prime, a wild night here in Lubbock. What did you guys need to do to survive on kind of a chaotic night?
Well, we know we're a second half team, but we didn't want to spot them too much. We came back out with a vengeance. We knew we was going to get the...
You know what's crazy? Utah just got smacked by Colorado. I'm talking a full-on butt whooping. But that's not even the wildest part. Utah's QB and coach, they're actually praising Colorado's defense. Like, what? Yeah, you heard that right. The same Colorado that was getting scored on left and right last year is now being called the best defense in the nation.
Is it that makes you such a second half team?
We're resilient. We're resilient. The way we practice, we go to full tempo. We go everything hard. We don't practice long, not even over hour and 45 minutes, but that hour and 45, we go hard.
By the team they just crushed. How did this happen? Stick around, because we're about to break down this insane turnaround. Remember last year when Colorado's defense was softer than a marshmallow? Teams were scoring on them like it was a video game on easy mode. But this season? Oh man, things have changed big time. Let's paint a picture of last year's Colorado defense. They were a joke, straight up. Teams walked all over them like they weren't even there. It was painful to watch. But this year, it's like they flipped a switch or something.
We stopped the run. We shut down their run. Yeah, they got some spurts in at the end of the game when we're pretty much in cover two, seeking to prevent the pass. They got some runs therefore, but early on, we prevented the run tremendously.
Utah came into this game thinking they'd roll over Colorado like everyone else did last season. But nope, they couldn't move the ball at all. It was like watching a car with no wheels trying to win a race. Utah's offense was stuck in park all game long. There was this one play that just showed how different things are now. Utah's QB dropped back, thinking he had all day to throw. Next thing you know, he's got Colorado defenders in his face. He panics, throws the ball up for grabs, and boom, interception. Colorado's defense was all over it like white on rice. You want to hear something crazy? Utah only managed to put up a handful of points the entire game. That's insane for a team that usually lights up the scoreboard. Colorado's defense wasn't just good, they were suffocating. Here's the kicker. Colorado's defense isn't just better. They've gone from being the laughingstock of college football to one of the best in the country. It's like they're playing a completely different sport out there. Don't take my word for it, though. Utah's own coach admitted they got outplayed. He straight up said, "They made more plays than we did." That's the end of the story. When the opposing coach is tipping his hat to you, you know you're doing something right. Even Utah's quarterback, Isaac Wilson, had to give props. He said they came out flat and made mistakes. Translation: Colorado's defense was in their heads from the jump. So here's the million-dollar question. How did Colorado pull off this massive turnaround so fast? How do you go from being a defensive disaster to a dominant force in just one offseason? Let's break it down. You know what's crazy about Colorado's defensive turnaround? It's not just about better players or tougher drills. It's a whole new mindset. Coach Prime's brought in a defensive philosophy that's changing the game from the inside out. And trust me, you're gonna want to hear how he's pulling this off. Here's the thing. Coach Prime isn't even known for defense. When people think of Deion Sanders, they think of flashy plays and high-scoring offenses. But man, he had a plan for that Colorado defense all along, and it's working like magic. So how do you fix the worst defense in college football? That's the million-dollar question, right? Well, Prime's got some tricks up his sleeve. He's not just recruiting talented players, though he's definitely doing that. He's building a whole new culture. It's all about discipline, hard work, and being accountable. Prime's got these guys believing they can stop anyone. The players are feeling it too. They're not playing scared anymore. Now they're the ones bringing the fear. One of the defensive guys said it's like they flipped a switch. They're confident, they're aggressive, and they're hungry to prove themselves every single play. But here's what's really wild. Coach Prime isn't satisfied yet. He's still pushing for more. In a recent interview, he straight up said, "We're not done yet. We still have a lot of work to do to reach our full potential." Can you imagine how good they'll be when they hit that potential? Prime's vision for this defense is clear. He wants them to be the best, no questions asked. He's building a unit that's fast, smart, and absolutely relentless. And from what we've seen so far, they're well on their way. But let's be real. A great plan is nothing without great players to execute it. In Colorado, they've got a secret weapon that's taking this defense to a whole new level. We're talking about a guy who's not just changing games. He's changing how we think about college football altogether. Think you know what a game changer looks like? Travis Hunter's about to redefine that term. This guy's got opposing coaches losing sleep and Heisman voters scrambling to rewrite their ballots. But here's the real kicker. Hunter's impact goes way beyond the stats sheet. Most top recruits pick a lane, offense or defense. But Travis, he's out here playing both sides like it's nothing. We're talking about a guy who's a star receiver 1 minute and a lockdown corner the next. How is that even possible? Hunter's stats are mind-blowing. He's racking up receiving yards like a top wideout and snagging interceptions like a veteran DB. It's like he's playing 2 different games at once and dominating both. You know what's wild? He's making it look easy. Remember that Utah game? Hunter pulled off a play that had everyone's jaws on the floor. 1 second he's on offense, burning defenders. The next he's on defense, reading the quarterback's eyes and snatching the ball out of the air. It's like he's got a cheat code or something. All this buzz isn't just hype. Experts are seriously talking about Hunter as a Heisman contender. A two-way player in the Heisman conversation? That's unheard of. But Hunter's not just breaking the mold, he's smashing it to pieces. Opposing coaches are scratching their heads trying to figure out how to deal with this guy. One coach said planning for Hunter is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. You think you've got him figured out, and then bam, he switches it up on you. But here's the thing. As incredible as Hunter is, he's not a one-man show. This whole Colorado defense is stepping up in a big way. They're feeding off his energy, his passion. It's like Hunter lit a fire under the entire team, and now they're all burning bright. You won't believe the energy in Boulder right now. This Colorado defense isn't just good. They're playing like they can stop anyone who steps on the field. It's a complete 180 from last year when they were the ones getting pushed around. Remember when Colorado's defense used to play scared? Those days are long gone. Now they're the ones striking fear into opponents' hearts. It's like they flipped a switch and transformed into defensive monsters overnight. But how do you go from being a pushover to a powerhouse in just one offseason? The players are talking about a whole new mentality. One of the defenders said, "You can only control what you can control. We gotta have each other's back." That's the kind of attitude that turns a good defense into a great one. They're not just playing for themselves anymore, they're playing for each other. And it's not just talk. These guys are backing it up on the field. They're flying to the ball, making big plays, and shutting down offenses left and right. Even Utah's head coach had to give them props, saying, "Credit those guys, their coach, their coaching staff, and they're a really good football team." When your opponents are singing your praises, you know you're doing something right. But here's what's really crazy. This defense isn't just good now. They're still getting better. Every week, they're tightening up their game, fixing mistakes, and coming back stronger. It's like watching a machine that's constantly upgrading itself. You know what's wild? Colorado's defense has gone from being a joke to one of the top units in the conference. They're not just winning games, they're dominating them. And with the way they're playing, who knows how high they can climb in the national rankings. So what does all this mean for Colorado's future? Let me tell you, things are looking bright in Boulder. This defensive turnaround isn't just changing games, it's changing the whole program. Colorado's defense isn't just better. They're rewriting the playbook on how to turn a program around. It's like they flipped a switch and became monsters overnight. This turnaround is proof that with the right coach, the right players, and a whole lot of heart, anything's possible in college football. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Colorado keep this up? Can they become a defensive powerhouse that strikes fear into offenses for years to come? Coach Prime seems to think so. He's all about building for the long haul, not just quick fixes. He said recruiting is key to solving their issues and keeping that defensive fire burning. You know what's wild? This kind of rapid improvement doesn't happen often in college football, but when it does, it can change everything. Colorado's not just winning games. They're changing how people think about building a program. They've gone from laughingstock to lockdown in the blink of an eye. And if they keep this up, they might just become the team everyone's trying to copy.